Howdy folks. Today is Sunday, which means that we have our weekly MTGO tournament on the Value Vintage Discord today. Today, I decided to play humans. So, the humans deck is one that's been around the Value Vintage sphere for quite a while. I think it was originally made by a person named Ben, although that's not their name anymore. I don't know what their name is right now, and I apologize for that.
Their name is Mary, you dumb, inconsiderate bigot.
But this is a Birthing Pod style 5-color humans deck that centers around this card, Pyre of Heroes. So this card functions exactly as a Birthing Pod. You get to sacrifice a creature and then find a creature that costs 1 more, put it into play. So the main thing that we are trying to do in this deck is to utilize Pyre as like a value engine in order to address the board state and whatever threats the opponent is presenting, as well as creating just like a tremendous clock that we can attack in with. So this is less of like the combo modern Birthing Pod style decks that we might be used to, and a little bit more like a beatdown deck that has a ton of utility baked in. So probably the best way to dissect a Pyre deck is to just look at the curve. So we start on our ones with Avacyn's Pilgrim and Hopeful Initiate. Pilgrim just advancing our mana because we do want to be casting 3s. Playing Pyre and activating it in the same turn costs 4. So we do want that extra mana on the first turn. And then we can also sacrifice this pretty regularly to go find a 2. And then Hopeful Initiate. This used to be Champion of the Perished, which is a significantly stronger card. But that card is, I think, over $1 right now. Whereas the Hopeful Initiates, I believe, are significantly less than that. They don't attack nearly as well as Champion does, but they do grow bigger over time, which is essentially all we're looking for out of a 1-drop. And then they do have this secondary ability where we can remove 2 counters and destroy an artifact or enchantment. That basically never comes up. It might if we like play post or something, but I don't really see this as much more than just a 1-drop that gets bigger sometimes. The 2s are where the party really gets started. We have Thalia's Lieutenant as like our main way of putting power onto the board. So this adds a counter to everything in play and also grows over time itself, though we are primarily using it for the putting counters on everything else, because since this is at 2, it is one of our best pieces of sacrifice fodder as well. We have the Hate Bear Queen herself, Thalia. This is just mandatory for any humans or adjacent deck. It's not going to be super relevant in every matchup because creatures are fairly popular, but I do expect that Thalia's taxing ability will be pretty potent at least once or twice over the course of the day. We have Charming Prince. So this is another just value piece that is primarily used for either sacrifice fodder or doubling up on like getting value that our 3s and 4s give. You can play it on like turn 2 to like dig for lands or dig for non-lands with the scry. And then I guess in like a major pinch you can gain 3 life. Though this is basically almost always going to exile something or scry. This is another very good one to sacrifice to move into your 3s. Then for some of our utility slots in 2, we have this new card, My Scornful Striker. This is a essentially an Eidolon of the Great Revel or a Kambal, Council of Allocation, but as a 2-drop human. Having First Strike is also quite relevant, but this card really like puts the squeeze on a lot of the decks that this deck might otherwise struggle with. It's essentially a second copy of Thalia, but with a significantly higher damage output. I don't know that 2 is correct, but I do think that we will be wanting to draw this at least once or twice, because this effect is quite powerful. We have Stick, Fearless Mentor. This is just another value generation creature. We're not playing the full 4 just because this deck is already quite good at securing more than 1 card's worth of card advantage every turn. But if they manage to answer a Pyre, then we can play Stick and use our 6 pain lands to draw some cards on top of and try and work through their attacking of that side of the deck. We have Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. This stops a lot of the unfair things. Decks like Hogak, it slows down High Tide. It's very good for Cascade if anyone's cascading today. This is just a good amount of reach for some of the unfair matchups. Jarina plays 2 roles. Both of her effects are quite good. Exiling the opponent's graveyard, great for, again, decks like Hogak, or any of the grindy mid-range decks that want to be pulling stuff out of their graveyard. It's also pretty good in the mirror, honestly, because this deck uses its graveyard a fair amount. And then we can sacrifice it to give all of our humans hexproof and indestructible, so that will counter an Oblivion Stone. It'll counter a Supreme Verdict, a Wrath of the Skies, anything like that. And then for some more Wrath protection, we also have Safi Eriksdotter. So when this dies, we can sacrifice this to get something else from the graveyard back into play. So this can either protect a creature from spot removal, or work quite well with Pyre of Heroes, because we can sacrifice this to get the creature that we sacrificed to the Pyre back. And that is mostly relevant with this next card, Extraction Specialist. So this is our main 3 that we're going to be grabbing. This card is just so strong with Pyre of Heroes, because let me describe our main line, right? So turn 1 draw Avacyn's Pilgrim, turn 2, do whatever, play Pyre of Heroes plus another 1 drop. Turn 3, we can Thalia's Lieutenant to put counters on our team. 3rd land, play Pyre, and then we can start using Pyre to sacrifice Thalia's Lieutenant, grab an Extraction Specialist. Specialist brings back the Lieutenant, and we get to basically just build a huge board like that, just over and over. So we will have the Lieutenant to sacrifice to the Pyre again, so we can do that loop at least 3 times, grabbing all of our Extraction Specialists. Also can grab a Safi, which this is a 2-drop way to double up on a creature the same way that Extraction Specialist does. So this card is just so much value in this deck. It's really hard to beat. Plus it's just a 3/2 lifelink, which is quite strong. Going with Extraction Specialist, we have the Jolly Balloon Man, old JBM. So this is just another in the value chain that we can grab. We'll usually grab this after getting a Lieutenant back with a Specialist. So this is the second 3-drop we'll get. But you can use this to copy an Extraction Specialist to get something back. You can use this to copy a Mantis Rider, for example, and just attack for more. You can copy a Thalia's Lieutenant. You can copy anything in the whole deck. Yeah, this card just provides just so much value for us. We have Mantis Rider, just a very good flying beatdown creature. Sometimes you just gotta turn on the jets and go after them. Reflector Mage is our main source of creature interaction. This bounces, just whatever, and then buys an entire turn before we have to see it again. Very good with JBM, not so good with Extraction Specialist, but if you can get to a position where you are copying this every turn, it's very difficult for creature decks to establish anything. Then our last 3-drop is Yera and Oski, Weaver and Guide. This is Arachne Psionic Weaver from the Spider-Man set. So this is mostly just in here as another taxing effect. You can play it on like turn 2 or turn 3 after attacking and basically just get a 1 mana 3/3. You can also use it to like reset any of the enters creatures after they attack. So like second chance at Reflector Mage, another Thalia's Lieutenant if that's attacking. This card, I don't know, I don't think it's like the best taxing effect we have, but you can do some very tricky stuff with it. And then going up to the 4s, we have Palace Jailer. This is just like super good interaction plus long game value accumulation. We know how good Palace Jailer is. The one to talk about though is Mardu Siegebreaker. This is yet another way to copy a creature every turn. So like you can put like a Reflector Mage under this, and so long as you're attacking with it every turn, you get to bounce a creature with a Reflector Mage every turn. Or you can put a Lieutenant under it and make your team 1 bigger every turn. It's basically just like another guy turn over turn over turn. Some people play Satya, the Jeskai Energy Commander, in this slot. I think this card is slightly better than Satya though, just because the Death Touch haste on a 4/4 is slightly better stats. And it's also like Wrath Protection, because the card that you're copying goes under it, like it leaves the battlefield under this, so that when this goes away, you get the original one back. So like if you have a Reflector Mage out, you put it under the Siegebreaker, this goes away, you get to do your Reflector Mages every turn as long as this happens, and then if the opponent has a Wrath, you get your Reflector Mage back, which I think is quite potent for battling the board wipe decks specifically. But yeah, this deck is not simple or easy to like find and know the lines for. I will probably need to call up my deck list at least once in our matches, just to like see what I have available to me. Going over to the sideboard, Sanctifier and Vex, just like the best human grave hate possible. Card's extremely good in the meta right now, just overall. Westfold Rider is another human that destroys artifacts and enchantments. It's another 2 that you can get back with Extraction Specialist, which is very useful in the matchups where this card is good. Kitesail Freebooter, flying threat that also duresses. Worthwhile to have access to. You could play like any number of other like spell-based interactive humans, but I'm just going with this one because mostly the cost. This card's extremely cheap right now. Flame Scroll Celebrant for anyone who is trying to be coy and cheeky with their deck selection today. It's basically a Harsh Mentor, but for slightly less damage. We could be playing Harsh Mentor, but Harsh Mentor doesn't have a silence stapled to the back of it. So this card is slightly better against the likes of like High Tide, and some other spells where Harsh Mentor might not be as strong or potent. We have another Lavinia just for value, and then a Tajik. This card is mostly here just for red decks. It stops all red removal essentially, and I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all it's here for, but that could be extremely relevant. So that is our deck for today. I'm gonna try and fumble through this, and there will probably be many instances where I make a suboptimal play, just because this deck is really difficult. But we're gonna be starting soon, so I will see you once we get in there. Alrighty, let's get going for round 1 with We are people today. We're doing people. This is not a good one-land hand. Gotta throw that away. This one. Alright, this one has a stick. And I guess also this thing. You could try it. It's not gonna be like fast or anything, but throw away Reflector Mage. Alright, so I will just start off with what is like what's the best signal that we can give on turn one? I think it's just Battlefield Forge. Pass. Make them play around a Galvanic Discharge or something. Oh, that's not good. That is a Tangled Veil. Thalia to the rescue. Give us a little time against what is probably an Oops player. Alright, that's the Eldrazi one. Certainly playing Oops over there. I will, on this turn, play Plains. Attack with Thalia. Web sling out this person. Look at their hand. Ooh. Probably named Sorcery? I don't know what their win condition is going to be. Prevent all damage, that's crazy. I'll name Sorcery. And then throw Thalia back down, just so everything's more expensive. Alright, yeah, so at the moment they can't cast anything and they didn't draw a land. Hopeful Initiate. We will stick. And then also Hopeful Initiate. Get in for 5. So at this point we're just trying to race before they get the rest of their mana set up. Because they just drew the land. Territory. That turns my on, but I do want to draw a card off of stick as well. That's a second stick. Okay, that's fine. We will name human. Play my. And attack with everyone. This gets a little bigger. They're down to 4. Alright, so they scoop it up to that. They would need to cast 2 spells to do anything, and the Mai would kill them regardless. So I will bring in Kitesail Freebooter. I don't know if they're actually on like Oops or Belcher, so I guess we can just prepare for Oops, and if they're Belcher, then that's just what happens. I don't think we need the Flame Scroll Celebrant, because like I especially don't have 11 things I want to be taken out here. So we will remove Reflector Mage, Palace Jailer, Mantis Rider, 2 more cards. I guess we could just trim a Hopeful Initiate and an Extraction Specialist, and then try it like that. This hand is only 1 land, and probably not good enough. I mean, we are on the draw. I don't want to gamble today. We're not gambling. We're going to play correctly. This hand's significantly better. We have Pilgrim into Mai into bring Mai back when she dies. Yeah, we'll keep this one. Put the planes away. So we're definitely not going to be able to like do what we did last game and tax them out. But we will try to just get our beatdown going. Llanowar Elves is interesting. Pyre of Heroes. What does that do for me? I think I still just want to play Mai here. Or like, okay, what happens? So next turn, if I play Pyre now, next turn I get to not really do anything relevant, honestly. I'll just play Mai. And then get in there. They're not going to block with their elf. They need it for mana. And now we're just going to see what sort of landless deck they are. Walla Root Walla and Malevolent Rumble. So what's in here? Nothing at all. They get a land. They can fire off their thing next turn, and I think their lack of black mana is it's definitely leading me to believe that they are Belcher. So let's see what we can do about Belcher. Pyre of Heroes. And then we will take a look at our deck list and see. I guess we could turn our Avacyn's Pilgrim into a Kitesail freebooter. That seems pretty good, honestly. So we will sacrifice this, grab Kitesail, see what they got. They are Belcher, so I'll take that. And then they have a Beast Within, so I guess they'll try to Beast Within again, or to get the Belcher back. They play another Malevolent Rumble. They get a Soul Ring. That's pretty good. I can't imagine they take anything but Soul Ring. Yeah. So if they do end up Beast Within target Kitesail, I can get it back with Extraction. Alright, they Beast Within target Kitesail. Yeah, I will just Extraction to get that back. So Extraction, target Freebooter. Freebooter, target you. Take the Belcher. And I will attack with both because they can only profitably block the 3. So I'll still get in for 2 here. And they have just a Haze of Pollen in hand. No attacks, no effects, so they just pass. I got a Thalia's Lieutenant. That means I can start, like, getting in for actual damage. So I will attack with everyone I can. Looks like they're Haze of Pollening, so they're down to 7. And so they need to draw a Belcher, like right now. They draw Kazandu Mammoth. That's not really something I'm, like, super afraid of. And this turn... Ooh, another Kitesail. I do get to turn this Thalia's Lieutenant into a Jolly Balloon Man plus activate. Which I think is what we are going to do. So sacrifice Thalia's Lieutenant, get JBM, activate JBM, target Extraction Specialist. Extraction targets Thalia's Lieutenant, and Thalia's Lieutenant makes everyone bigger. And that's it. That's all I got. Nice and easy round 1. Alright, round 2. Playing against Black Viper. They're on some green-white pile today. Didn't get a good look at it. This hand's... it's not strong, but it does have, like, a curve. So we can keep it. Plus we're on the draw. Plus the opponent mulliganed. I think since this is a relatively fair matchup, just doing, like, the creature beatdown thing is probably going to be an okay plan. Oh, they play map. Maybe they're on post instead. I didn't get a great look at what they were doing. Doesn't really change what we've got going on, though. I will just Avacyn's Pilgrim pass turn. Okay, they are on what I assume to be their crime post deck. So we will get a little turbo. Play Hopeful Initiate, play Thalia's Lieutenant. Get some counters. This guy will be able to kill some artifacts eventually. Viper plays Glimmer Post, up to 22. 4 mana available. Plays Yggdrasil. So we should probably kill that before doing anything else. We'll play a Courtyard, name Human. 2 counters from among creatures. Alright, well I do have 2 counters. I'll have 3 counters here soon. No, this needs to attack with something bigger. But just the 2. Attack for 5. Activate. Destroy this. I could destroy the expedition map there too. But I think trying to stop them from getting mana might be a little worse than trying to stop them from doing what they're doing with it. Alright, so now we pass back to them. They crack the map. Find another Glimmer, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Plays a second one. I cannot get rid of that this turn. Actually, I think I can. We'll play the land on human. So I play Thalia, 1/2. This gets bigger. Attack with both. 1/2 3. Remove both, kill this. Okay. Boom. We got the plan. Alright, Lieutenant gets bigger. Go to combat. Attack with both. Training. This gets bigger. Hit them for 4. Destroy the thing again. And pass turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Steel Hellkite. I can bounce that. That's fine. So we play Mountain. 1, 2, 3. Reflector Mage. Bounce that. I will also play Pyre here, just to get it out of my hand. Set it up for next turn's attacks. Take him down to 10. There's a Thespian stage. 7. For Bane of Balaged. That is fine. So now we can just land, activate Pyre, pitch Thalia for... So if I do this, that's more power. So I will do that. Balloon Man makes a copy of Reflector Mage. And now we go to combat and attack with everyone for lethal. Okay, post time. We bring in Westfold Rider. That might be it. I guess we can Lavinia. It does only stop non-creatures, which I guess might not be the best, actually. What are we taking out? Take out Athalia. Take out Lavinia. This stops, blow up orb. Probably won't have time for Palace Trailer. We'll just do this and try it like that. Alright, this is a 1-lander with 3 very dead cards, 1 pseudo-dead card. This is a 1-lander. It does have a mana dork, though, plus another guy. This is much more keepable. We'll get rid of the Siege Breaker on this one. Alright, they go Forest Soul Ring, so this is going to be pretty difficult. Into Monument. Wow, okay. Well, Westfold Rider. We'll name Human. Play Pilgrim. Pass the turn. Alright, they play Post, and then I imagine they're just searching here. Stone Brain! Jeez. That is hateful. What are we naming? Hopeful Initiate? Yeah, they name Hopeful Initiate. That's crazy. I mean, good thing we have the Westfold Rider. Draw land, that's fine. I'll go to mine. What do we do here? I think we just stick. Well, I'll play the land and then stick, so that I can start dealing damage, I guess. Because I very likely won't be able to play the thing I get off of this turn anyway. So we'll hit him for 1, pass it back. Alright, they find a Locust. And just play it. Okay, sure. Back to me. I will play Painland. We'll add black. See what we get off of stick. Siege Breaker. That's not the best, honestly. I mean, it is damage, I guess. So we'll play it. And I'm just not even going to get rid of anything. Well, do we get rid of stick? Because this is like pseudo wrath protection. How many turns away from a wrath are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're 1 turn away from a wrath. I'll get rid of the stick. That's fine. Go to combat, attack. Make the stick hit him anyway. Take him to 13. Stick dies. Alright, they activate the monument. Grab a cloud post. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 mana they have right now. They do nothing with it. Sure. I will just Secluded Courtyard. Play Charming Prince to scry. Palace Jailer might be okay. Bottom the land, we'll top the Jailer. Go to combat. Attack with everyone. Go to 11 and then 6. Pass the turn. Alright, they monument again. I assume they grab a Glimmer Post this time. Yeah. Play that, go to 10. There's the Oblivion Stone, down to 8. Oh, they just pop it now. That's crazy. Sure, that's fine. I get my stick back. Do you have a removal spell for this? No, you have a map. That's fine. Go to me, I draw Palace Jailer. I will add a black. See what we draw off stick. Extraction Specialist. That gets me back a Charming Prince and a Mai. That seems amazing right now. Yeah, we'll do that. Screw that other plan I had. I'll just fully rebuild. So, Charming Prince. Charming Prince exiles another creature. Go to combat. Attack for 2. End step. This comes back. I get Mai. And we pass. And now we still have the Palace Jailer in case they, like, throw down some beastie. Crack the map. Finding a Glimmer Post. That'll take them to 11. Looks like we're casting something. Casts a tree. Goes to 9. And then Breaker of Creation. So they're gonna go back to 16. That's quite a bit. Alright, back to me. I draw another land. So we'll add a white, see what we draw off stick. Westfold Rider, that's pretty good. Is it? I can't Palace Jailer if I Westfold Rider. You can have your tree. I will Palace Jailer instead. Play this. I think no attacks. I have enough first strike to just fully block this. And they don't hit a creature off their first tree, which is also good. Ooh, I get a Reflector Mage. Ulamog's Crusher, quite strong. And a Bane of Balagad. Sure. They wisely choose no attacks. Oh, I can still play this? That's sick. Unclaimed Territory. Add a white. Avacyn's Pilgrim. So, Westfold Rider. Avacyn's. We'll just play out the whole hand. Reflector Mage. Bounce the Crusher. So that one's harder to deal with. Blow up the tree so they don't get more card advantage. And then pass. No attacks yet until we can get one of those like pyre loops going, or like a JBM. Something that gets us a little more value every turn. Alright, so they draw. And Dust Bowl my Pain Land. That's pretty reasonable play, honestly. Stone Brain. Take 2. Hits me with another Stone Brain. Oh, they named Pyre. Okay. Well, the game got harder. Alright, are we attacking? Is a big question. No. Good choice. Because you would just die if you attacked. We'll play Adarkar Waste. Add a white. That's a land. Useless. Worthless, even. I will play this Mai, because the other one cannot block. Choose a Mai to keep this one. And pass turn. Draw a card with the Monarch. That card is useless. I mean, it's actually not useless. It just requires my opponent attacking, which they're very unlikely to do. They activate Trench Post, get rid of a bunch of stuff. I'll use Lieutenant in the graveyard is actually kind of better, because we can extract it. They play another... No, they play the Crusher again, we knew about that. Alright, they put one counter on Blast Zone to get rid of 2s. Skips combat, back to me. I draw a JBM. What can that guy do? He can Palace Jailer away Ulamog's Crusher, which seems pretty good. Or he can blink Extraction Specialist, get Thalia's Lieutenant. I think not having to deal with the Crusher is going to be more beneficial in the long run than trying to like do power boosting stuff. So we'll get rid of that. Oh, I can web sling this actually. Return JBM. We'll name Artifact, I guess. Replay JBM. And exile Bane of Balaget as well. Because even though these creatures will go away, these creatures don't come back unless my opponent becomes the Monarch. So now we can just attack with these guys because they're going away anyway. But I think that's all we're going to attack with. So just hit him for 1. Alright, so Palace Trailers go away. He mills me. It's 2 more lieutenants. So I will probably start copying Specialists next turn. Alright, he just drew a Cloud Post. That's no problem. I think his best play here is to put Blast Zone on 3 so that next turn he's able to like fully just like get me. Alright, JBM, copy Specialist. I'll pay for that with a Pain Land. Draw another card. Good. This gets back Thalia's Lieutenant. Thalia's Lieutenant triggers, makes everyone bigger. I have a Charming Prince on layaway. So I will Charming Prince. Exile Thalia's Lieutenant. I mean, none of this matters because I'm just going to attack with everyone, but... okay, so they pop this. Still take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 16. This is the biggest, so even if they block this, we're still good. We attack. Yep, get rid of 2s, that's fine. We still have lethal. Alright, they block this one. I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, you can block whatever you want. And that is the match. Alright, round 3. Playing against Bad Zelda. This might be the person on green-white. I don't know, I saw someone on a green-white deck earlier today. This hand is pretty good. We have turn 1 Pilgrim, Thalia plus Hopeful. We'll keep that. Alright, so we will turn 1 Avacyn's Pilgrim. Alright, so they are on the green-white deck. Rushland and Elves. Mantis Rider. I will play Thalia. I will play Hopeful. Pass the turn. Now I kind of hope for a colored land, because there's 3 uncastables in hand right now. They play a Pilgrim. And an Elf. Back to me. Charming Prince. Alright, well, we'll attack with everyone. Train the Initiate. They take 5, and I will Charming Prince to Scry. Bottom both, because I really just need castable cards. Alright, they play Soul Ring and Skyclave Apparition. Probably takes Hopeful Initiate. Yeah. That's okay. Back to me. We gotta land Hot Diggity Dog. Name human. Now what? Do we Mantis Rider and just like be attacking? That's probably the more correct thing. So we will attack. They trade with the Charming Prince, so I get a 1/1. Second to Skyclave hits Mantis Rider. Sure. And Once Upon a Time. Alright, back to me. Pretty useless land. I can Reflector Mage and make a 3/3. That seems okay. Then just attack with everyone. Go to combat. Get in there. They trade elves, take 3. Puts them to 3. They also have Athalia. And an Undermountain. Okay. So it's initiative time. Fortunately, I can take the initiative here. Hopeful Initiate, sure. We will attack with everyone. This here, this here, this here, they take 2? No, they just trade Thalias, that's crazy. Still take 2 is also crazy. Alright, so now I get the initiative. They're at 1. So they can't use this, which means they can't play Skyclave. Grab a Plains. Land. Hopeful Initiate. So I've got blockers for their guys. They play Plains, of course, so I no longer have the initiative. Alright, they go to combat. Just attack with that guy. Sure. Yeah, I'll block. I assume they have another initiative guy, which is why they did that. Because if they can just take the initiative by attacking, they get an additional room when they play the second one. No, they lead Spellbinder. Sure. And Thalia, sure. I will Forge. Put some counters on my first striker. Draw a land, not great. I'll just pass. Do some blocking when they go to attack. Oh, I can't even do that because they're gonna Skyclave my Mai. Man, drawing all these lands kind of sucked. That's fine though. We know what they're up to, and we've got some plays against what they got going on. They attack with these 3. I'll take my free block. Hit me for 6, retake the initiative, probably put counters on Thalia. That's another land, so we are no longer in a position where we can win the game. I will bring in my flyers. This is technically a first strike blocker, which is not nothing. Get rid of all of the taxing cards. We'll just bring those in. This, I don't even care that it like won't hit an actual card. I just want it to be a flyer. Then we'll play it like that. Alright, I will be on the play. This hand doesn't do anything. This hand does stuff. Cool, okay. Keep. Lavinia doesn't do anything here. Play the Pilgrim. Pass the turn. They, Once Upon a Time, finding a forest. And they also elf. Pyre is sick here. For real, for real. We will just jam Pyre. And then if they want to trade elves, that's okay. They do not. Figure of Fable. Sure. That is very good for me, actually, because, like, ideally, they just dump a bunch of mana into this, and then I kill it. Reflector Mage. We will name human. Let's see. So if we Reflector Mage, we can't turn it into anything. I mean, we could. Honestly, actually turning it into that Siege guy might be pretty baller here. No. No. Because I need to sacrifice this in order to do that. So I will just Charming Prince, actually. Look for my 4th land. Mantis Rider, Thalia's Lieutenant. Don't need either of those. Pass the turn over to them. They play a Brushland. Oh, fuck. They Swords to Plowshares my creature. And White Plume. Sure. Okay. Well, this has gotten significantly harder. If we don't find a land this turn, we are in major dookie. Attacks with Figure, that's fine. I get another Reflector Mage, which is useless at the moment. Sure, I will bounce your Figure and just pass it back. Alright, they make the elf bigger. Reasonable play. Attack with both, no blocks. This guy makes a bunch of tokens. That's annoying. Over to me. I get a land, finally. So we will Thalia's Lieutenant, Pyre, sacrifice the Lieutenant, get Extraction Specialist. Specialist gets the Lieutenant, and now I finally have a little bit of a board. I'll attack with the Mage. Why not? Oh, because I have a 3/5, that's why not. Oops. Oopsie. Tee-hee-hee. Oh, that's fine. They block with a 1/1. Alright, go ahead. I will take 5 from your initiation. Anointed Peacekeeper. Is that going to make my Pyre more expensive? It sure is. So now I need another land to activate Pyre and use JBM. They go to attacks, just attack with a 3/5. I will take that. Back to me. That's not a land. Okay, well, we will pay 4 to use the Pyre. Get rid of Lieutenants. What is this? Use the Pyre. They don't have any flyers at the moment. So I could just Mantis Rider and then get my land. I don't think that's... They're gonna go so wide, though, is the thing. I'll Extraction Specialist. Just keep building a board. Because now it's gonna be like really hard for them to attack. Alright, they draw a card. They Thraben Charm my Specialist, so that just fully erases my last turn with a low cost of 2 mana. I'm not entirely certain what they're thinking for. They are in such a dominant position right now that they could do literally nothing and still win the game in 2 turns. Just attack, my brother. Yeah, they give everyone +2/+2. Why not? Blockers. 5/6 in front of 5/5. 4/3 in front of 5/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 11. 7 plus 4 is 11. Alright. Well, we cannot beat the initiative as is tradition. Alrighty, going into round 4. Playing against Cloudy Wolk. I don't know how to... Wolke. Anyway, they're on High Tide. I would love to play first. 2 lands and a Lavinia. This hand is probably fine. We will Courtyard Hopeful Initiate. Pass the turn. They Island Pass. I will Territory Lavinia. Attack for 1. They go Island Pass again. Ooh, I get a Pyre. Is Pyre better than just playing 2 Thalia's Lieutenants? Probably not. We will attack 4/6. Pass the turn. They Impulse at end step. Sleight of hand. And it looks like they just pass. I will Caves of Koilos. Do I kill them here? I think so. Sully's Lieutenant. No, I don't. I'm too short. Attack with everyone. Pass turn. Hope they don't have it. Alright, they have 4 lands, so unfortunately they can turn about. Oh, they do nothing. Okay, well, I'll take them doing nothing. Go to combat, they turn about? Sure. So I will just play Pyre. Pass turn. 5 lands means that they can still not Mind's Desire, but that's about the only thing that is turned off in their deck. So they Frantic Search, pitch a Treasure Cruise that they can't cast. Preordain. Boomerang Lavinia, so now everything is unlocked. Main deck Boomerang is interesting. Bond of Insight, sure. They get Treasure Cruise and Turnabout. Cast the Turnabout, cast the Treasure Cruise. Second High Tide. That looks like 6 mana for a Mind's Desire to me. Nope, Frantic Search. I was wrong. I think their fizzle rate is rapidly approaching 0, especially considering that they have a Commit to Memory in the graveyard. There's Dig Through Time. Third High Tide. I think we'll just let the rest of this one play out. Alright, they Mathemagics for 2 to the 16th. I draw infinity cards. That's fine. So we will Kitesail Freebooter. We will Lavinia. This might be better than something we have in the deck. So Extraction Specialist out. Reflector Mages out. Then 2 what? Palace Jailer out. Palace Jailer out? We'll just play it like that. I'll play first. I will... we do have a Mai, so we will keep this one. I just hope that they can't interact with our turn 1 Avacyn's Pilgrim. Alright, play the Pilgrim and pass. They Preordain. I think I'm gonna go Thalia first, then Mai. So here's Thalia. Sack for 1. Their turn, they Island Pass. I get my 3rd land. Very good. We'll play Mai. Nope, not that. And we'll play Stick. Sure. Attack for 2. Pass the turn. They don't play a 3rd land, which is very good for me. I draw planes. So I will play Pyre of Heroes. Take 2 for the privilege. Then I think I'm just going to Pyre this Avacyn's Pilgrim into a Kitesail. Or maybe a Lavinia. We'll see what we're feeling. Glamdring, that's crazy. Yeah, I think we will Kitesail. See what they got going on. Or not, they just concede. Well, that's how we want to be doing it. Just play dude after dude that turns their deck off, and hope it's enough. Alright, this is a 4-land hand with not enough good cards in it. We will mulligan. This is a 2-land hand with enough good cards in it. So we can initiate into Freebooter. No cantrip on turn 1 from them. Ooh, or we initiate into Thalia. significantly more appealing. Play the initiate, pass the turn. Alright, second land for them into do nothing. I'll play Caves of Koilos. We'll just jam Thalia. If it gets countered, it gets countered. Yeah, Spell Snare, that's fine. Attack for 1. They do hit the third land. Oh, and they just fucking go for it. Okay. Well, we'll fast forward through this and see if they get there or not. Okay, they did not get there, so that's good for me. Looks like they just ended on a treasure cruise. They have 3 cards in hand. I will play Battlefield Forge, then go ahead and make that 2. So Kite Sail takes Bond of Insight. And we'll play Avacyn's Pilgrim as well. Attack for 1. Pass turn. Alright, they draw Preordain. And just pass. I have another Caves of Koilos. So we will Thalia's Lieutenant. Looks like they still have access to 3 High Tides. So that is worth knowing about. I'll save this for next turn. All they have right now is a turnabout. They don't have a way to get cards yet. Ooh, Impulse. Maybe they will have a way to get cards. No, they just play Island. We will cast this in response to a High Tide, I think. Extraction Specialist, pretty good. Bring back Thalia. So we cannot cast this now that we have Thalia, which means I will be attacking with Avacyn's Pilgrim. Alright. Do you have it? They play an island, which means that they're just going to turnabout this turn, which is fine. I will Battlefield Forge. They turnabout, so I will stop on their upkeep and silence them. 1, 2, 3. Alright, they draw an island. So I think we got there. Yep, they gave us the GGs. Alright, well, nice little 3-in-1 with humans. Guess we'll hop to the wrap-up. Okay, 3-in-1 today with the people. Losing only to Initiative, which honestly is very expected. Just as like someone who's been around the format for quite a while, the humans deck very seldom has much to say about the Initiative strategy. And that is one of this deck's worst matchups, just because they are doing most of the things that we are doing, but they have a better end game. So I'm not mad about that at all. I think the deck performed quite well, especially against the unfair decks that we played. The clock was very fast. The disruption was very strong. Thalia and Mai did a great job of like holding back High Tide and the Oops player. So I think the deck was quite good at attacking from multiple angles. The Lieutenant Specialist loop that we get to do, excellent clock over time. It is a little hard to establish though. So I'm wondering if there isn't like a better way to like find specifically those pieces once you need them on top of Pyre. Like if there's maybe like a militia bugler or recruitment officer maybe instead of hopeful initiate, just to like churn through the deck a little more. Yeah, I was quite pleased with basically everything in the 2 pile and the 3 pile. JBM is the best card in the deck by a lot, not even close. I might play a second one. This card's just like so good. But against Post that one turn where we were like, play Balloon Man, copy Palace Jailer, take your guy. JBM's tapped now, so we can return it with web slinging and recast it to copy Palace Jailer again. That was nuts. And that's just like the sort of thing that you can do with this deck. This deck's very tricky, and you know, it really takes like, you got to be very aware of what is on your board at all times, because you do have access to like very elaborate lines like that. I think the Siegebreaker was pretty good. I think I will play this over Satya whenever I play humans again. I honestly don't think that this card is very strong. I do think it is probably necessary to have, though, just because like it is a quick beater and it can stymie the opponent's development. Stick was pretty much, I don't want to say useless, but unnecessary. Like, this deck's already very good at creating more than one card's worth of value every turn, and with like the 5-color mana base, trying to use this card can be quite awkward, just because like you don't know which color to select off of your lands before you activate, and there's a lot of like chances where you just pull like a Charming Prince or a Hopeful Initiate and it doesn't meaningfully impact your board in any way. So I don't think that this is going to be a home for Stick, I'll be real, especially because it's legendary, so you can't even copy it with the best card in the deck. Lavinia's good, didn't see Jarena at all. Safi didn't really get a chance to do anything, but I do think that in theory this card is still quite good. Just like having access to a 4th Extraction Specialist effect, I think will be potent. But yeah, this is a very fun deck to play if you've never done it. I do recommend taking the archetype out for a spin. It's one where you are like significantly rewarded the more time you put into the deck. So if you are interested in this strategy, I would recommend playing it a lot. But that is all we have for today. Yeah, that's all we've got for today. So I will catch you in the next one. See ya.